what what kind of advertising do you use to get customers for yourself? So, or other ways that you have found, I think, to find new business, asking about PNC.
Social media, that's my biggie, and it's slowly working.
Okay. What kinds of things are you doing?
Just like if there's like normal, like random, like there was and I think I still have the graphic, local insurance agent. It was just like a picture of local insurance agent. And then I just put a blurb about myself. And I was like, I'm not the 800 number guy. I'm the one that you'll always call and get in touch with versus these other guys out there, like in their names, but there's other insurance companies out there that you just dial an 800 number and you'll get a different person every time.
Yeah. So you are advertising that you're the hands-on agent.
Yep.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you.
Mine are educational because most people don't know how insurance works.
Lauren, insurance should really start at high school, right? When
Right.
we're learning to drive, we're learning to purchase things. We have our first job. We actually have assets. It should be starting very young, but it's not. So I'm glad that we're all here to share our information for sure. Yeah.
I'm so selfish because like maybe like we didn't have that. It's like it kind of makes us look like the superheroes, right? Where it's like we took out the time. We are actually licensed by the state. Like then anybody could be licensed by the state. So it's just like it's almost like math where it's like, oh yeah, we learned 1+1=2. So it's just like everybody knows that. I wish it was almost that simple, but because it's not, it kind of makes us really look like we're like yeah, the Avengers.
Yeah.
So it kind of works out for us, I guess.
Well, those licenses are equivalent to like a degree or like the bar for an attorney, right? So they're definitely earned. We have to continue our education to be able to use them. So they're definitely something to be proud of, right? So go ahead and brush yourself off, right? Those licenses, for sure. They give you that authority, right? So when I have policyholders calling in and they're like, I just don't understand what a deductible is, I don't mind. I mean, it really is the most basic foundational kind of thing, a deductible. But you would be surprised how many people really don't know.
Yep.
I like to use imagery. So I always use that teeter-totter. So education, being the there for you agent. What's another way that you can advertise yourself being an insurance agent?
When a new person calls in to just ask for a quote, I mean, being yourself, being personable, being asking questions, getting to know the person, but I mean, you're advertising yourself.
Yeah.
I've had several policyholders like, oh, I usually ask them like, oh, what are you doing this weekend? And I usually we kind of just exchange conversations back and forth.
Yeah, I love that. Just being yourself, the air you breathe, right? So insurance is something that can come up in every conversation. And I don't see why it shouldn't, actually. You're sitting around with friends, they say my niece is buying a new home or so-and-so had a baby or we're looking at another car, right? So these are conversations that come up just in normal friendship, everyday kind of stuff. But when you start posting that on social media, that you are an insurance agent, you do have access to these carriers, you can provide quotes, bind policies, be their agent. Oh my goodness. That's like knowing an attorney. And I'm sorry I'm talking so much about that tonight. No particular reason at all, actually, don't worry. Good stuff.
It's so crazy that like my office has been around for like maybe like give or take 10 years, if not more than that. And other than my manager, I think I'm like one of the top life salespeople. And my agent wants me to sell more. He wants me to approach more people. And I don't know. I just didn't think I was going to be where I am a year ago, right? Talking about life. And it's just like, my agent's boss had to come out and sit with me and literally break down every policy for me to feel comfortable to talk to people about them, because of like, ultimately, no pun intended, this is their life that you're playing around with. And it's not only them, it's their family. And it's like trying to, and then we're talking about advertising, right? We're talking about people who actually care, but it's so easy to say, oh, I don't care about that kind of stuff. It's just so easy to say that kind of stuff. When heaven forbid something does happen, it's by the time you actually want it, it could be too late. So you're telling me, so when they say no, I'm getting a little too confident when it comes to this, but somebody reminded me and was like, so you can't afford $1 a day to make sure that your family is taken care of if something were to happen to you? It's only $1 a day, maybe $2 a day. Sometimes I talk about policies like, yeah, your policy is only like $20 more. That's literally a Chipotle bowl. I think you're going to be okay if you add just that one extra coverage. And they're like, yeah, you know what? You're right. Like, obviously pick and choose your audience, but at the same time, like, remind them what's the value. Sometimes, like, so when like a bag is like $494, I'm like, $494. You know how many burgers I could buy with that? But now I'm thinking, you know how many life insurance policies I could buy with that? It's fun. It's fun being in insurance.
We do have a life insurance group. I want to say there's like 400 people in there, but we are not super active yet because as a group, we haven't come together on that level. It's been high level insurance, general broad questions, how to sell it, how to offer it, welcome into the industry. But now we're able to dive a whole lot deeper, which is a lot of fun.
Hi, Amber.
Hey, my name is Amber. I'm a little new to this group. This is my first Wednesday Power Hour. I have definitely been wanting to join y'all because I watch the replays and I love the interaction and the ideas that y'all share with each other. So super happy that tonight worked out for me to be here. Regarding advertising, I love this topic big time. I don't remember who it was, but somebody on either this Facebook group or the Insurance Sales Queen Facebook group, one of them posted that they had never done a cold call their entire life. And I was like, God bless America, please. Because I hate cold calling. I cannot handle it. It drives me batty. And I think it's a terrible, terrible cycle to get your agency wrapped up in because it feels constant, like you're badgering people. Not a big fan.
Yeah.
So one of the things that our agency does is we definitely we focus on the education side. Our agency owner is a local member of the chamber. And so we do a lot of education. And we also like to do a monthly raffle. So we'll attach a QR code to each month. And anytime somebody scans the QR code in order to get a quote, then we enter them into a raffle. And it's normally a raffle to support other local businesses. They'll get a gift card.
If you guys could generate a QR code to like leave reviews, like every time you close somebody, you have to send out their documents and all that other fun stuff. If they scan the QR code, it leads to like a review link to like the Google page or something like that and leave your name behind. So in that way, whenever they search for that office, they could see Amber was mentioned like 6 times in the past 12 reviews. Then they'll go straight to you. And that's another way to advertise for yourself as well.
Yeah, and our agency owner is really amazing about that. So when we send out our welcome emails with their documents, there is a link to leave a review.
If you know me at all, you know how much I love games. I am huge on games. One of the biggest differences between studying for the exam and being an insurance agent is literally practice. It's being interactive. It's becoming comfortable. These Zoom calls definitely got me out of my comfort zone. 100% camera shy a year ago. But I feel like on the phone, the more customers I speak with, the more policies I write, the more comfortable I am at it. And sometimes I feel like I have more knowledge in insurance as far as speaking with the policyholder than I do maybe in the kitchen or maybe in other areas of my life. So it's certainly something I'm proud of. Okay, and with that, it is October, and I created the scariest thing I could think of, except it defaulted. It's all right. This is Wheel of Overcoming Objections. So we're going to go ahead and spin the wheel. We're going to overcome an objection or two. We'll see. Classic. I need to talk to my spouse or partner first. So as you're writing a policy, this has got to be the number one objection, probably in every industry. I know I got it in a ton in jewelry, unless they were proposing. But as far as insurance, we all get this a lot. I need to speak with my spouse. I really believe it comes down to insurance is not something that you shop for fun. It's not a pair of shoes. It's not jewelry. It's not Amazon and easy scrolling. It's insurance. So at some point in time, the spouse, the partner, they should have had a conversation. Otherwise, why are we calling in today? That is the question. So as I am nearing the end of the sale, I like to make sure that I speak to that. I'm married too. And if at any point you had this conversation, your spouse should get you for dinner. They should pick you up for ice cream. We either increased coverage, saved money, expanded our portfolio, whatever it may be. The reason I'm offering you this policy is because it is a good deal. The need to speak with my spouse, that book is easily closed if that conversation already happened. So they are welcome to call you back. You can mention your recall time. You can say, it'll take me another 15 to 20 minutes because we have to review coverages again. Every time I open this quote, we have to do that again, right? Just in case, make sure nothing defaults. So that would be my answer for speaking with my spouse. Does anyone else have any good? Well, I know you do. Does anyone else want to share?
Can anyone hear me?
Yeah.
Well, first I want to say good evening to everybody. I've been having tech issues from computer to computer. But anyway, one of the things that I would, try is to let them know that they do have their no obligation window. In the area where I'm at, which my main focus is Medicare, they get a 30-day window. And actually that is with, it's an individual type thing. So it's based on, that individual person, what would be best for that individual person, not necessarily, like a group type thing. And then, but when they do have options and it does deal with costs, that is something that can come into play. But I would let them know that they do have, their 30-day window, their, Lord have mercy. I've gotten past that exam and I can't remember the term. Obligation, their free obligation, if they don't want to keep it, then they can cancel it. So I would, let them know about that. But then I would also, if they're adamant about, not signing up, I would let them, well, please, take my information and give them some information that I can give them so that they can make that informed decision for themselves. I was like,
One
wow.
thing about talking about getting our license, and it's kind of like a degree, but also on another token, I feel like it's not impossible to get your license. So anybody that puts their mind to it can get that. But then I think people let it go to their head that they know it all because they passed the test. And then I still, all of these years later, if somebody asks me a question and I'm not 100% certain about what the answer is, I will tell them that I've got to go find the correct answer. A lot of times I'll say, let me double check that because it changes every year, because with health insurance, there's always some kind of change.
Hi, this was a great call.
This was beautiful. I do have the links for next week set up, so those emails will go out soon. I smell my mother-in-law's cooking, so it'll be time to go. But in the meantime, thank you, everyone.